Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us today. I'm excited. I'm excited about the idea that I read in newspapers and magazines, I hear on the television about issues about social justice and the need, some of the principles that are going on and challenging our children, challenging our communities. And there's someone that I felt and I found as a friend who is dealing, who is interested, who has worked directly with the idea of social justice. And what caught my attention is that he's putting together a training seminar, social justice minded practice. And let's find out from Dr. Manuel Zamarripa, who is in another state of outside of California, who is going to tell us about his institute, his work, and what he's going to do, and who should attend, etc. Welcome to the show, Dr. Zamarripa.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Armando. Thank you.
Now, tell us about your upcoming seminar. I think it's September then. No, I'm sorry. Whoa, I'm really somewhere else. February 9th. February 9th, right. 2019.
February 9th here in Austin, Texas. And it's a social justice minded practice and frameworks. And one of the things that we're doing, I think, we're seeing a lot of issues out there in the community and our society that are negatively impacting people. And we're kind of coming at this from a mental health perspective and kind of a broad wellness perspective, and how we can address some of these issues with people that we see.
So that sounds to me like it's both a reactive and proactive combination reaction to what we're seeing in social justice.
Right. So it's definitely a response to a lot of the pain that we're seeing, a lot of the incidences that we're noticing with the separation of families at the border. We've been hearing about also discrimination against transgender students. Those are just a couple of examples. So we're responding to those difficulties. But I think the proactive part is that we're trying to now kind of give tools to mental health professionals, educators, the community members on how to respond when we encounter people that are exhibiting this pain. That's why we're talking about social justice-minded practices and frameworks. We're trying to move beyond kind of the abstract notion and look at, well, what do we do? How can we respond? What can we put into practice when we notice people in pain that are experiencing some of these traumas?
You know, the issue of transgender rights is a major issue in media, regular media, social media, etc. A very important one. And school districts, teachers, yes, administrators, etc. Why should they take your kind of training?
I think because the real heart of the matter is that students, kids are being impacted. And we may agree or disagree on certain social policies, but what we know, or educational policies or laws, but what we know is that a lot of these kids face bullying, they face hate crimes, maybe not from certain educators or policies, but people are seeing that as an endorsement, people who have those notions. And they're feeling what we know is, they're feeling their identity is not respected. So what that results in is real anxiety, real depression, real suicide ideation, not being able to feel the best person that they can be. So it impacts them as students as well. And so that can show up in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, the LGBT community as well, you know, they're asking for also to be recognized and also to be, you know, held in esteem by peers as well. So that has all to be done. It's not going to happen by accident.
Correct. Right. And you know, and we have those of us that are in social service and education. We don't always get the piece of the social justice piece that is part of our toolbox. Mm-hmm. And so in this broad idea of wellness. So I think what we're saying is that that's an important piece to look at in responding to the wellness of our community.
Now, I understand that this seminar that's coming up again on February the 9th will be at midday in Austin, Texas. Could you tell us where and how to get a hold of you and get more information on your event, this one
Yeah.
and future ones?
Yes, absolutely. It's a 3-hour training, and for those people that have licenses that can make it, we are giving CEUs. That's a big thing for a lot of us. We need a certain amount of CEUs all the time. So, um, and it's at Resistencia Bookstore. You can easily look it up in Austin, Texas. You can buy tickets at eventbrite.com. And you can reach out to me directly, 512-939-2314, if you have any questions.
Okay. And again, your institute is called?
We are the Institute of Chicana Psychology. And this is one of the things that we do. We offer trainings and community workshops. We do not offer mental health services directly. In other words, you can't come to us for mental health services, but we offer mental health education in a community from a community framework. So these are some of the things that we do most often with
You
these
know,
trainings.
I get your information via email, and I'm always excited to hear the topics. What do you see being some of the future 2019 topics you'll be dealing with additionally to this wonderful one?
Absolutely. I mean, we're really excited. We do have a second training coming up, which people can also look on Eventbrite pretty soon. That's working with culturally diverse families. And so that's an important piece for mental health professionals as well. But in May 18th, here in Austin, we're going to have a day-long event focused on what we call brown wellness. And brown
Oh,
wellness is kind of wellness, this idea of wellness that's responsive to our community, focused primarily on the Latino community, the Latinx community. But we use the idea of brown because we want people to self-identify. So we'll definitely have people from all communities that feel like, that, well, that this notion of wellness, what does it look like for us, right? What are the way that it's colored a little differently for us, the intonations and the distinct pieces. So we're going to have some trainings on that day, some community platicas, but we're also going to have some celebration. There's going to be food and music, and so it's going to be a day-long community event here in Austin.
so most of your seminars are in Austin, but I'm hopeful that they will expand across the nation and beyond, because I think the whole idea of wellness, I perceive it as being proactive. And this is
Absolutely.
what we need. You know, we can't constantly be, covering up what already happened, but can't go there. So I applaud what you're working there. Before we sign off, could you once again please give us your contact information for this upcoming February the 9th event, as well as for future seminars and training sessions?
Yes, you can contact me directly, 512-939-2314. You can look up our tickets that will give some description of our events on eventbrite.com. But you can also look us up on Facebook and just type in Institute of Chicano Psychology. And you should be able to find us and we can respond to you. We have plenty of people from all over the country that message us through our Facebook account. And so we're very responsive to that.
I applaud your work. I really, really do. And I think it's so critical. Again, the whole idea of taking on the lead instead of being reactive, I think is the one point that I keep emphasizing. And there's such a need now, and we're happy that kids are coming out and sharing who they are in their own journals. But society must also be willing to accept, and that's your work as well.
Yes, we're hoping we're moving in that direction. Thank you so much for having us on your show. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking to Dr. Manuel Zamarripa. He is just doing a fantastic work. Please contact him. He's open, he's aware, and please look at the idea of also using his training and his institute ideas in your neighborhood as well. Ultimately, it's the wellness of society, wellness of our community, and wellness of our families. Thank you, Mr. Zamarripa.
Thank you so much.